We thank you very much, Minister, for taking us through that process that brought us to this point where we can clearly say that we have made progress in the management of this pandemic, and we welcome the progress that we have made and some of the changes that are coming out in the regulations. And also cautioning us, though, that we are still not out of the woods yet. We must exercise caution as we go forward. As I mentioned earlier on, the relevant ministers will give us briefings on the specifics and the details of these regulations. I'm told at 4 o'clock, Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture will be briefing us, and the Minister of Tourism will be briefing us tomorrow. And as I said, other ministers will be briefing us throughout the week. So Minister will take questions now, and I want to say that as we formulate those questions, must remember that the details part will be answered by the ministers. We must formulate questions that deal with the overall regulations at level 2. We will take questions from the callers, and then we also have questions that are coming out of the social networks. And Nongaba will be helping us with those. Do we have questions from the callers? Do we have any calls? Minister, they say you were very clear. There are no questions from the calls. Yeah. From the socials, do we have questions?
Yes, we do, Lungi.
Yes.
Okay. The first question is from Brian Sokoto from The Citizen. He's asking, much has been said by the President on how alcohol sales are to be regulated, but nothing is said about tobacco. Can we please get clarity on how the sale of tobacco will be regulated? A related question to that is from Alex Mitchley from News 24. And he's saying that the ban on the sale of tobacco products and liquor was meant to serve the same purpose, which is to limit the strain on the health system. Why is it then that liquor will be sold subject to strict conditions, but there are no restrictions on the sale of tobacco? Another tobacco-related question is also from Brian from The Citizen. Is asking, how is government going to mitigate against the health risk associated with tobacco? Another related question also on tobacco is from Earl September from the Sont Courant. With the sale of tobacco being permitted again, is the minister concerned about an immediate surge in respiratory illnesses, and is there any scientific evidence to this effect? Vikas from Nadvat Firendondach is asking, what is the purpose of the 10 p.m. curfew? Does the minister think this will really make an impact in the prevention of transmission compared to, for example, a midnight curfew? Another question related to the curfew is that if the curfew is 10 o'clock and establishments close at 10, what will then happen to the workers who would have been working at those particular establishments? Can I continue? Should I stop there for now?
Nongaba, I think the tobacco questions, we can take them as one question, and then we'll take 2 more questions.
Okay. Another tobacco question. Does the minister foresee the possibility of selling of alcohol and cigarettes being banned again if there is a second wave or a sudden spike in COVID-19 infections? And the last one is from Natasha Piri from SABC News. She's asking, won't government face a mammoth task in ensuring that social gatherings at people's private residences are restricted to 10 people? So basically asking how government is going to ensure that only 10 people would gather at a person's private residence. Thank you, Lungi.